The taste and quality of your food does not only depend on your culinary skills, but it also depends on the direction that you face while you cook. According to Vastu Shastra, facing different directions while cooking generates different types of flavors in your food. Now we are talking about your facing direction while you cook. We are not talking about the location of your kitchen with respect to the center of your house or premises. So having a kitchen located in the eastern part from the center of your house or premises might be having a different effect altogether. But in this case, we will be talking about facing east while you are in kitchen. So that kitchen might be in the southern part or in the northern part or in the western part, but while you face east or north or south or west, we'll be discussing in this video. So let's continue. If you face eastern direction basically while you cook, so the direction of rising sun, in that case, you will tend to explore new recipes, new kind of foods, new flavors. You will try to experiment with new kind of spices, maybe new ingredients, and try to generate some new recipes, maybe a fusion one. So this is the effect of facing east while you cook. So if your family members love to have new recipes, new food items, different food items, so you can cook while facing east. When you face south in your kitchen while cooking food, that tends to make your food a little spicy, and you also tend to finish up your task well within timelines. You just try to be, or you just prefer to be more. You just try to adopt a proactive approach instead of cooking it on demand. So this is the tendency that you generate. You tend to acquire while facing south while cooking food. So if your family members prefer or love spicy food, then it is good to face south while you cook. When you face north, so this is the direction that tends to generate a kind of sweetness in your food. So if you are cooking Gujarati food or maybe some kind of Chinese recipes or some kind of seafood recipes, so those recipes, as I have heard, so I'm not I personally do not eat seafood, but still I have heard from someone. So those kind of recipes, those kind of flavors are good. You can have that. You can generate those flavors in your food when you face north. So apart from this, there is a slight negative side also when you face north, and that is the kitchen basically that appears a little messy, and the utensils and everything, those appear a little put in a random and scattered way instead of being too organized. So people facing north while cooking, they tend to overlook on the management aspect. They just focus on the food and their delivery, basically the delivery that actually people expect from them. So they tend to fulfill their expectations maybe at the cost of their ingredients or their potential, their capability, and they tend to go beyond their capability to fulfill the requirements and expectations of their customer or family members or whosoever is demanding that food. Facing west is probably one of the best options you can have, because when you face west, you tend to follow all the instructions and guidelines you have learned during your cooking classes or culinary classes. So apart from this, you also tend to cook your traditional recipes very well. So whatever be the flavor that you have inherited from your family members, maybe your grandma or whosoever, so you tend to follow all those instructions, all those ingredients, all those proportions of spices and condiments and all those ingredients exactly the way you were taught. So this is the direction. So when you face north, you tend to reproduce that particular information, that particular maybe a secret formula, and generate exactly the same kind of flavor and taste in your food. And that is why, if you simply observe that many of the most popular restaurants or food joints, especially in Old Delhi, in Chandni Chowk area, throughout the world, even if you see, so those food joints, those have been surviving for almost maybe more than 150 years or so. So you will experience almost same or similar flavor, same kind of taste in that food, because they have not altered their kitchen, and the cook, whosoever the cook be, whether a person or their son or whosoever, so they are facing the west direction and they're still cooking in the same way, and they are able to produce the same kind of taste and flavor in their food. So this is the direction that is the ideal one, and especially for making traditional recipes. So according to the expectations and demands of your family members or maybe your customers, clients, and if you're in a professional kitchen, so you can adopt the best facing direction, and accordingly you can get your kitchen designed while making a new restaurant or a kitchen. So you can decide the ideal facing for your kitchen, whether it should be on the eastern slab or the southern slab or the western slab. So now this is how you can decide on this. And If you have any questions about this, I trust this video has clarified all the doubts regarding facing direction while cooking. I'm not talking about the location of kitchen. I'm talking about the direction you are going to face while you cook. So I trust this video will help you clarify all the doubts regarding this through the ancient Indian science of Vastu Shastra. And if you have any questions, any doubts on this, you can please put your questions in the comment box, and we'll try answer our best to answer your questions. Thank you very much for subscribing to this channel and staying connected with us. Thank you. God bless. Namaskar.